Are you one of those people who says, I don't have a musical bone in my body, but wish you did? Maybe you were subjected to boring piano lessons as a child, and that convinced you that there is no connection between you and the world of music. Conventional music study can feel like a job, and the teacher's your boss. There's lots of obligation, pressure, and constant evaluation. And it's as likely to help you lose your inner musician as find it. There are people who are just naturally in touch with their inner musician, and they don't need any help with that. But for everyone else, it can be tough to make that connection. It usually seems to entail mastering some kind of tool, like learning to play an instrument or how to use a piece of software. The need to master a tool before you can make music is a threshold that many people struggle to get over. So what if you could reverse the process? What if you could plug directly into the source of music with no theory, no technique required, and then once you got a flow going, decide what you want to do with it and what you need to know? You'd be making music first and asking questions later. And that's the approach we take in this course. Finding your inner musician does away with a number of obstacles to making music. Knowledge, ability, accessibility, and talent. Let's start with knowledge. There's this assumption that you need to learn theory before you can make music. For instance, to learn to play the guitar, you need to learn where to put your fingers. And that means learning about chords and scales and stuff. The simple act, though, of making a G chord is a huge hurdle if you don't even know what a G chord is. Now, to make that G chord, you need to develop the ability to manipulate the instrument correctly. So if you're learning the guitar, that means being able to hold the strings down with your fingers. And that's going to require you to develop calluses on your fingertips so it doesn't hurt. So you literally have to overcome the physical pain before you can make music come out of the guitar. Another threshold is availability. If you're going to use a tool, whether it's an instrument or a piece of software such as Ableton Live or some other gear, you need to be able to lay your hands on it. And that can present challenges due to physical availability or cost. For instance, what if you're inspired by the sound of the cello and you want to play that? Now that could be the sound that unlocks your inner musician. All the challenges of conventional music making are wrapped up in that one scenario. Getting a cello, learning to play, problems of cost, storage, and transportation. But there are other ways to get that sound into your life. On the other hand, the very physicality of an instrument might be what inspires you, in which case it's worth overcoming all of those challenges. The way it feels to hold it, the way it vibrates, the way the sound radiates from it. If this speaks to your inner musician, then your priority is to foster that conversation and cultivate a relationship between you and the instrument. But once you've done that, then you can start to think about learning some tunes and scales and that kind of stuff. Another threshold is talent. Some people just seem to have it, and others don't. But maybe the difference is that one person has met their inner musician and the other person hasn't yet. Maybe you just need to know where to look. What instruments do you like? What genres? What technology? What sounds inspire you? What ideas interest you? This course will provide the opportunity for us to ask those very questions. The world of music is vast, and it can be hard to find your way, especially if you want to get beyond whatever you happen to be familiar with. You will undoubtedly come up against a lot of rules that you've internalized about the right way to go about making music. And as a novice, you assume that others know more about than you do, and you want to do this music thing right. So there's a tendency to look to others for guidance instead of listening to your inner musician. In this course, the only rule is listen to your inner musician. The only starting point you need is the desire to find your inner musician. What happens after that can be a lifelong journey of discovery.